Welcome back to Alternative Facts. And we got a Houston legend, almost, maybe, star, you know?
I'll take it.
Okay, yeah, Corey Davis, definitely known here in the city for making an impact at U of H. Yeah. Made some great runs in the tournament. Was it 2017 and then 2018-19 season? What, 19, y'all had a great run.
Yeah, it was my senior year. We ended up losing to Kentucky in the Sweet 16. The year before that, we lost to Michigan in that crazy buzzer beater.
Yeah.
32. So
that's what happened. Yeah.
So, I mean, it was all great experiences, though. Definitely some tough losses, but it was fun overall.
Next, right now, you're going off to overseas.
Yep.
You're going to France.
Yeah.
Big opportunity to play over there.
Definitely.
Talk about that a little bit.
I signed in early June. It was around my birthday. Got the call like maybe 3 or 4 days after my birthday. I was on the 4th, so I got it around like the 8th and 9th. Team out in France called Gravelines gave me a call and told me they're very interested in me. They love my game, so I mean, I jumped on the opportunity. I mean, it was just one of those moments where I knew exactly that it was the right fit, right style of play out there. So make some good money out there, take care of my family. So I mean, I was on it.
So is your style play still gonna be able to adapt over there?
Oh yeah, very
pulling
sure.
the trigger all the time.
Sure. It's very fast paced. A lot of that, a lot of running guns. So, you know, that's more definitely my speed for sure. Because in Turkey last year was more slow paced, methodical. So I mean, this kind of I can get back to my element, back to my game and how I play. So it should be fun.
Okay. So is the ultimate goal still come back, get back to the NBA? Because that was the original goal coming out of college for sure.
I mean, as a kid, you know, that's always the go-to dream. But as you grow up, you kind of like start to find out, you know, politics, realistic goals and things like that. I mean, I believe I still have the opportunity to. I had it coming out of college. I could have signed with the Wizards on the two-way, but I mean, I was more focused on, you know, taking care of my family, doing the right things to just make sure everyone around me was straight instead of falling into the, you know, trying to make your way up to ranks in the NBA. So I kind of take the more mature route and just went overseas and just handle my business.
Yeah, what makes this opportunity with the Gravelines like feel special? I know you said you got on your birthday, and you know, like what was it about? Because I know the first year out of college you went to Turkey. Like, what makes this second go around and overseas feel special for you? And tell us about overseas ball. Like, you know, like we watch all the time. We see like people like Luka. We see other people who've come up the ranks of overseas. Like, you know, what makes that style of game special?
I mean, with this style of game, everything is very fast-paced, so you have a lot of players that are very physical, very animated, very, very passionate about the game, and that's always been my style of play. Like, people that have seen me play ball in college, that watch me play overseas, like, it's always been the same thing. I'm very passionate, very outspoken, very loud, like, leadership type role, even though I'm not a leader. Like, I've always carried myself in being one of those players that gave everyone a certain type of energy.
Yeah.
And seeing those teams play out there and seeing how they play, like that's exactly how they are. And like playing overseas is just going overseas is a different world, but playing in those environments, like with those type of crowds, like when I tell you, like the fans out there are so animated and just like so passionate about their teams, like they'll get in brawls in the middle of games, like seriously, like real fights, like throwing things at each other, and it's absolutely crazy. But like seeing those type of things, like as bad as it may sound, like puts a smile on my face. And like people are so passionate about the game that we love. Yeah. So I mean, playing overseas is just a whole different world, man, a whole different environment.
Is there any difference in, as far as I know, there's a language barrier, a culture barrier? How is it getting over those hurdles with some of your teammates that are from France or different countries that come into play?
Right. I think that right there was probably my biggest hump. When I got to Turkey, my first 3 months to me were just the roughest I've ever been through. I mean, I didn't know anyone. The language barrier was absolutely hard because, I mean, my coaches spoke English, but it was very broken. You couldn't understand from time to time. Like, food was picky here and there. So, like, battling through those things day by day, being alone, being by myself, and trying to work through those things. I mean, those first 3 months were absolutely crazy. But once I got over that hump, season started, like, it got better. I started building more connections, finding new people to hang with, things like that. And then the overall experience got better. So, I mean, just going through that first three months was, I mean, I was on the phone with my mom at second month, like, look, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Like, this is rough. But, you know, she told me just stay prayed up, stay focused, keep working on my craft, keep doing my thing. And ultimately, like, she was right. I just stuck with it, and it just became a whole better situation.
So you talk about how the crowd, it gets crazy out there. But I'm sure, and I don't know how it is right there, I'm sure there's going to be limited crowding because of the COVID situation. Man, as an athlete, you know, I saw an interview yesterday where, you know, couple of athletes saying eventually that they don't feel like playing. you know, but as an athlete for you, does it feel the same like hooping in the gym with no crowd, especially someone like you who goes off the crowd energy?
Yeah. Now, mind you, if you was to ask me this question maybe 2 years ago, I would probably give you a whole different answer, because in college basketball, it's more like the crowd feeds you. Like, that's a big part of college basketball, like that field environment alone. But like, as for being a professional basketball player, like, you have to stay focused on your task, because you have to understand, like, this is your work essentially. Like, you have to make money, feed your family, so you have all these type of things that are driving you. So like, crowds definitely, like, playing without fans, regardless if you're an athlete that loves the sport, it impacts you, definitely, without a question. But as long as you're a professional athlete and you understand you have to come in and do your job, you'll find different things to fuel you and make those environments what they are, like, regardless if you have fans or not.
So what are they doing overseas in regards with COVID? Like, what is it? What's the restrictions? What's the limitations? How they handling it?
It's very similar to what the NBA is doing, but it's not necessarily a bubble situation. Like, when I get out there, I have to quarantine for 2 weeks. I have to get all those things. I had to get my COVID test like 72 hours before I fly out there. It's like a whole bunch of things, but it's very similar to what the league is doing. It's just like, we're gonna be in like close quarters with just our teammates, like everyone who's been tested negative for COVID in our outfield. So it's very similar.
Okay.
With a lot of the social justice, you know, talks going on right now, the Black Lives Matter movement, there's been a lot of talks about athletes should take a stand and not play. Of course, you know, sports are starting to play, and, you know, the athletes are doing different things while on the court, off the court. So, you know, what does that look like for a Corey Davis? You know, what is that, you know, did you ever have to battle that situation where, you know, should I play? Should I, you know, continue doing, you know, justice work? Or was it automatically you knew, you know, I was going to play and try to take care of my family and take care of my situation?
For me, I've always been a very open-minded person, and I've always been good at hearing both sides of fences, regardless of what points you were standing on. And I mean, regardless of which side you stand on, you know there's always going to be people who will battle you the opposite way, regardless of which side of the fence you choose. Yeah. I mean, it's always just sticking to, you know, your morals, the things that you believe in, those truths that you believe in, and at the same time stand true to yourself. So I feel like, I know for a fact I have a family to take care of, I have myself to take care of, and I can show that I still care about my people, and I want to show that this is a very serious situation for me without essentially not working, and not being able to feed myself and take care of myself. And it's very, very many avenues to do that. So that's the stand I took on it for sure.
Now that we brought up the NBA and they got the whole bubble going, you been keeping up?
Oh yeah, definitely been watching the games for sure.
So with all the teams that are in the hunt or contenders, who you got?
For some reason, I'm really liking Dallas right now. They're looking really good. Really good. I'm a big Luka fan. A big Luka fan. Right? It's just something about his game that's so methodical and so poised, and it's just like nothing can rattle that kid. And mind you, he's nothing but what, 20, 21 years old maybe? Like, his game's unbelievable. Him, and I also love the Suns. Like, I'm really loving the young teams. Like, those teams are like...
fadeaways now.
Hey, that man can make that shot 7 out of 10 times. I believe it. It was a good shot though. I mean, nobody thought he was gonna hit it, but that's the type of stuff I love. Like, he didn't even believe he was gonna make the shot, but he's always worked on his craft, always stayed true to himself, and, you know, it worked out for him.
But you're not looking at these teams as actual.
Oh, no, sir. I just love underdogs. That's always been my story, so I just kind of resonate with those type of teams.
So who you think really got a shot, though?
Oh, I mean, easily, it's always the big dogs out of the West that you think about, the Clippers, Lakers, and I mean, of course, I'm Houston native, so I'm gonna go with the Rockets as well. But on the other side, you always got Trailblazers, Bucks. I'm fighting between them two. I'm thinking this is gonna be the Bucks though, because they're a more poised team, more veteran-red team with a lot more talent than them. So, I mean, it can go either way on that side, but that's what I ride with.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be one of the most even playing field for playoffs I've ever
in
seen.
A long time. Like, in a long time. There's gonna be some good basketball to watch for sure.
Literally from like 1 through 6, I think it can be a contender on both sides.
I feel like Warriors ain't running it no more.
Because these games have been close. It's been like 2 blowouts this whole entire time. All games have been close.
Exactly.
So I think it's gonna be a really, really fun playoffs, man.
And that's what everybody's been waiting for. Some good sports to watch. I can't wait till these playoffs start, because there's gonna be definitely some good basketball.
You know, we're gonna talk more NBA basketball, of course, during the playoff time. Rockets ball. This Corey Davis, the one with the bigger chain. Appreciate you coming through.
Appreciate y'all having me, man. Definitely.
Follow
enjoyed
him.
Yeah.
What's your social?
My Instagram handle is _Corey Davis, THE _ Corey Davis.
Follow us, AFAC Sports. Subscribe to YouTube. Hey man, catch all of us.
See y'all next time.
That's it.